Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've been doing a bit with contact forms lately. We've got one here where we click on it and it drops down, creates a contact form there, disappears when we click back on it. We did another one, we had a button here and it's going to pop out into a light box. And somebody asked us after we did that one if we could do one that pops up from an icon that's in fixed position. So I've got a little fixed position envelope type icon up there. When I click on it, it's going to pop up a contact form. Really easy to do. Let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. Okay, once enabled, I'm going to go down and delete what I've got going on here. And I'll do that from the back end. I'm going to hit the little wireframe icon, go into wireframe mode. Okay, there's the icon. We can get rid of that one. And here's our contact form pop-up section. And now we can pop back to desktop mode. There we go. And as you can see, our little icon's gone up there. Great. Well, let's start from scratch. First thing we want to do is create the actual content that we want to pop up into that light box. So I'm going to create a new section for that. Little blue button to add a new section. I'm going to make mine a regular section. Inside, all I'm going to use for this today is a contact form. Obviously, you can put whatever contact you want in there. So I'm using a single column, single row. I'm going to pop in a contact form. I'm not going to go through it in too much detail. I'm sure you know how to configure your contact form. If not, have a look at one of our Divi Basics tutorials. Add a new field there. If you want to give it a title, you can do so here. Success message is what you want to pop up after they hit the little submit button there. If you want to change the text of the submit button down below there, let's put this in the middle so you can see what's going on. You can put something in there. The important part with the email form obviously is where you want the form sent to. Put your email address in there where you want the form sent. You can configure a message pattern there with double percentage signs. You can do a redirect if you want to. I don't want any of this. I'll leave their little spam protection on there. You can add third party with Google reCAPTCHA if you've got an API key. Don't want any link. I will give it a background color. Let's make it dark in color. Don't want black. I'll use my little 2424 I quite often use there. Great. Well, let's give it a bit of padding so it's not locked into all the sides there. So over to design. Going to go down to spacing. I'm going to give it, say, 30 pixels all around. Just put in the 30. It'll put in the pixels. Hit the chain. It'll do the opposite side. We'll do the same for left and right. Great. Well, we lost our little title there because it's dark writing. So the easiest way to get to it is just to click on the little paintbrush icon that's beside it. That'll take you straight to that heading. I want to make it white in color. And I'm going to pop it in the middle. Great. Well, that's pretty much all I want to do for the contact form. It looks like I need to make that capture text white down the bottom there. Again, I'm going to hit the little paintbrush. It'll take us straight to it. Let's make that white in color so it stands out. Great. Well, I'm going to save that. And I'm going to give our section a bit of a background color too, because I'm going to pop up this whole section here. Blue tab for the section. I'm going to go in there. I'm simply going to give it a blue background. Background you'll always find under content there. One more thing I'm going to do while I'm in this section here is at the moment we're looking at it on desktop. When it pops out it's going to be full screen. I want our contact form to be in the middle of the screen at all times. So I'm going to add a little bit of code here over in the advanced. I'm going to go down to custom CSS. In the main element I'm simply going to write display, colon, flex. You won't see any difference here, but when we look at it on tablet and mobile, it'll actually make sure that this content, this form, is right in the middle rather than at the top with a big gap at the bottom. Okay, well, let's save that. Now we want to create the icon that we want to make pop up this content. So you want to make sure you're not in the same section as you want to pop up, because we're going to make this disappear in a minute. Let's go perhaps to the row above. I'm going to create a brand new row, green tab for a row. Again, I'm going to use a single column, single row. Inside it this time, I'm going to use an icon. There it is right there. And let's use a mail icon. I think the one I used was that one last time. There it is right there. Great. Well, I'm going to want it to be white in color. We go to design and icon. There it is. I'm going to make it a bit smaller. Let's make it say 50 pixels. Obviously make yours the size that you want. Great. I'm just going to leave it exactly like that. Now remember, our icon's about 50 pixels. So let's make our row the background of this icon. So what I'm going to do is go into the row, the green tab. I'm going to give it a background under the content, first tab, background. I'm going to make it black. But I'm going to take the opacity down so we can see through it. So I'm going to click on the field here, drag it down so we can see through it. But if it goes over something white, you're not going to lose that. And I'll demonstrate that when we put this in fixed position. So let's actually put this in fixed position. While we're in here, we're doing this with the row. We're in the row still. Let's go over to advanced position. I'm going to change it from relative to fixed. And you may think, well, it's disappeared. It's actually up under our little header right here. Got it there. If I move it to the middle, you'll see it there. And the bottom, you'll see it down here. It actually looks like it's behind something there. We'll fix that with a Z index in a minute. Let's put it back on the top. I'm going to vertical offset it, bring it down so we can actually see it. There it is right there. As you can see, we're bringing it down so we can see it. Now let's actually make this row just a little bit wider than our icon. So it's over on the left-hand side there. So we'll go into design, go into sizing. Width, let's try putting in, I know that's 50, let's try putting in 60 pixels, 60 px. Not quite enough, I want a little bit more left and right, so let's say 70, and let's adjust the padding top and bottom there. So we can close up sizing, spacing is just below. On the top, let's put a 0 in, that's pretty close. I'll hit the chain so we've got the same on the bottom. That'll work for me. Now if we roll over, it's getting disappeared behind this here. Let's keep rolling because that won't actually be there. And it's disappearing behind there as well. So we need to adjust the Z index so it's on top of everything. So to do that, let's go back over to advanced, back into position where we set it to fixed initially. And horizontally, I'm going to just take it slightly away from the side there. Maybe 3 or 5 pixels, something like that. And let's take this Z index up to a really high value. At the moment it's 0, it's getting stuck behind those things. We want it to be on top at all times. So let's put a bunch of 9s in there, 4 or 5 9s. As you can see, it's on top of our other ones now, which is just exactly what we want. And the reason that we put that dark background in there is that when we're over white stuff, that stuff's not going to disappear there. Great. Well, that works perfectly. Right. Well, let's make these things pop each other up now. So we'll save our row. To do this today, we're going to use a bit of code from Elegant Themes. And I'll put the URL of this page down below. And if we look at this page, go halfway down, we've got some custom CSS here. We need to copy this from the body all the way down to that closing curly bracket, Control-C to copy. Go down to your dashboard, down to Divi, Theme Options. Under the General tab, go down to your Custom CSS box. You can also do this in Appearance, Customize, and Additional CSS if you want to. If there's something in there, just scoot it down a bit and paste that code in there. I'm not going to paste mine in there because I've already actually got mine in here. Otherwise this wouldn't work. Mine's actually down here already. Once you've pasted it in there, hit your Save Changes till you get your little green check mark. That's great. Now if we go back to this page here, down below is a bit of JavaScript. We need to copy that from the opening script tag to the closing script tag. Again, Control C to copy. Going to go back to our options page. We're going to go from the general tab now. We're actually going to go to integration over here. We're going to go to add the code to the head of your blog. If there's something in there already, again, you can scoot it down a bit. I'm not going to paste mine in there again because I've got it in there. This is actually it. Once you've got yours in there, make sure you hit the Save Changes button. And that's it. We need to assign these a class name to make them work with each other now. If we go back to this page, if we roll up a little bit, it's going to tell us what we're using as a button needs to have the class of ETLB button 1. Now, because I'm using this system on this page already, I'm going to need to change that last one because I'm already using that class name. All class names need to be unique. And if we look down at the bottom here, have a read of this page, there's some fantastic info. It tells you if you need more lightbox sections, just change the number at the end to 2 and the content one to 2. So I'll do that. We've copied that bit of CSS there, ETLB button 1. We need to give that to our icon to make it pop the section up. So let's go back to our page. Going to go into the icon itself, Dark tab for the icon. If you can't get there because we've got it fixed position, sometimes you can't get to these things when you move them around. You can always go to wireframe mode, little icon left hand side there, and you can get to it that way. There's our little icon module there. You can go in that way. Once you're in there, you can flip back to your desktop. Then we need to go over to the advanced CSS IDs and classes. We need to give this the class ETLB button 2, not 1. You can leave yours on 1 if you don't have any other pop-ups working on your site with this one. So I'll give it the class of button 2. And our little section that we actually want to pop up, our contact form, if we go into that section there, Advanced CSS IDs and Classes, we need to give it a class, if we roll up, ETLB content, and then the number. And again, because we gave that button 2, we need to give this 2 to let it know it needs to pop up this content. Control C to copy. Control V to paste. And change that to a 2. Great. Now there's one more thing I just want to check. We've positioned our little icon with fixed positioning there. I want to check it on tablet and mobile because it may be hidden under our header on those. So let's save our section settings here. I need to go back into the row itself, which is what we use for fixed positioning there. And again, you can get to it this way, or if you can't, use the wireframe mode. I'm going to go over to Advanced and Position. There's the fixed position we put it. Vertical offset. Let's bring that up on tablet. To do that, and this is common to all Divi modules, roll over the dark writing within a module till you see some icons appear. Go to the thing you want to affect, vertical offset. Click on the little phone type icon, and you can change it to tablet and do a completely different number in there. Yeah, we can't see that, so I need to bring it down a little bit more on tablet. So on tablet, let's just roll this until it's about right. There it is, so we can see it right there. That works fine for me. And on phone, it should be okay now on phone also. And there it is on phone. And we'll check these on the front end in a minute. We should now be good to go. Let's save our changes here. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's exit the Visual Builder. And here we go on desktop. If we roll over it, you can see it's got a hand icon indicating we can click on it. We click on it. It pops up our little contact form. They can fill it out, send it off. When they're done, they can get rid of it. And you might notice that that's in the middle of our screen here, because we use that display flex. Let's take a look on tablet and mobile now. I'm going to hit the F12 key. And here it is on an iPhone 12. We could move that up slightly if you wanted to. But if we click on it, it pops up. And again, we've got that close button. If you're using a white background, I'll show you how to change the color of that close button in a moment. Because if you're using white, you're not going to be able to see it to close that out. Let's have a look on tablet quickly. There it is on tablet. And again, that's popping up. As you can see, it's central because we use that display flex on that section there. Great. Well, let's just show you how to change the color of that closing out X in case you're using a white background on yours, or if you just need to use a different color. So let's close that out. We'll get rid of our inspector here. Let's go down to our theme options. Back to the general tab. We'll go down to that CSS that we put in there. Here's the CSS we copied in there. If we roll down a little bit, you'll see it says color of the closing icon. You can change it there. At the moment, I've got mine white. Just for fun, just change it to purple or something. You can use RGBA, you can use hex, or you can just use web colors. Let's say purple. And if you wanted to put an actual color behind it, you could add another line. Just click on there. We'll say background. We'll give it a black background perhaps. So background colon hashtag 000 is black. Once you've done that, you can save your changes. If we go back to the page now and refresh this page. Now we click on our little icon. Pops up. We've got a purple icon with a black background. But that's entirely up to you. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. There's how to pop up a contact form from a fixed position icon. Really nice little feature to have on your site. Really easy to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, pop them below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you or make a little demo video. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.